Okay. I need to change. Okay. That's what I need to do. Mute this one. I got here a few minutes early, so I am just going to start in a few minutes to see if anybody else is going to join. So just hang tight for now. Again, if you are joining, please write your name in. Ooh, there goes my camera. You can see my kitchen. Camera's on. All right. If you are joining, please type your name in the comment box so I can see who is attending, and we will get started in just a minute. All right, so welcome to our last Tuesday night webcast of the semester. I am kind of surprised that the semester is already over and that we are looking at our final projects and final exam that's coming up. So thank you for all of the hard work that you've put in so far this semester. I have really enjoyed getting to know you through your written work, and even if I haven't met you in person. So if you are joining the webcast, if you could just type your name in the comment box so I can see who's here, that would be super helpful. Tonight, I want to do a few things. I want to take any lingering questions that people have about communication, myself, the class, the final, anything that you are expecting to learn this semester that you didn't get out of the class. I did not get any feedback on the wiki that I posted, so I'm just thinking that I was crystal clear. I want to give a little bit of encouragement and just some thoughts on moving forward from here for the semester. And I want to give you some tips for the final exam. So the first thing that I want to say is one of the biggest things that I've noticed from those of you in this class is your amount of self-awareness and ability to be self-reflective. Most of you have dug deep, have looked at reasons behind things, have admitted a lot of flaws as well as strengths, and have applied those to specific relationships. So good job on doing that. That's hard work. With that, though, many of you have set goals or have said the same thing over and over again, like there's a common struggle that you've had just time and again, or that you realize it's a big problem for you. And in order to change that, it's going to take some effort. It's not just going to happen by writing a paper, but really choosing to either face a fear, to become more assertive, to take a step back and ask yourself, is it worth it for me to pick a fight or to say what I think right now? To put down your cell phone, to put down your distractions and pay attention to other people. And so that effort is something that's really important. This Sunday, I was at church and the pastor said this line. He's talking about loving others, and he said, there's no class on how to love others. Many of you would sign up for that, but actually loving others is the hard part. You just have your neighbor, the person next door, that you get to practice on. So part of me was slightly offended because I feel like I do teach a class on how to love others well, and there is a class for that. But I think he also had a really good point that you could take all the classes in the world and learn all of the material and ace the tests. But if you can't actually treat another person with compassion and love and understanding and empathy, and you can't actually believe in your self-confidence enough to stand up for yourself or to say what you need, then your relationships are going to suffer. And so I hope that this semester you have become equipped with the skills and tools to better your relationships in ways that are very practical. And I think you have. So the last assignment that you have after the ones you're turning in tonight, the conflict discussion board and the conflict styles homework assignment, is a final reflection blog post. So you did one of these for your midterm. So I actually would recommend reading your midterm or watching your midterm video before you post your final video and see if you want to say the same thing again, if you deepened your learning on that concept, if you've made any progress in what you stated that you wanted to improve at the midterm level, or if there's something new, something that you would like to add to that list of personal growth and movement forward. So remember that you also do have the option to post a video for that blog. You do not have to type it out and write it. So far, I have a couple people have written assignments, which is fine. But I liked seeing your videos because I got to know you a little bit better just through you speaking into the camera. So if you're willing to do that, please try to do that again. The last thing that I want to talk about is the final exam, which you know is next week, and it opens on Tuesday morning and goes through Thursday night. And so that window will not be expanded at all. You have that time frame. You have an hour and 50 minutes within whenever you open the exam till it closes. You need to have a secure internet connection to take that final exam. If by chance I am available and you reach out to me to reset your exam and it gets messed up, I can do that, but I'm not, on my computer 24/7, although sometimes you might think that's the case. I can help you out, but for the most part, there are no resets for that final exam. So make sure that you are on top of it. The final will be a little bit, it'd be very similar to the midterm. It's not cumulative, so it covers chapters 6 through 11. And it's all multiple choice and true false. There's no short answer. There's no application part of the final exam. So once you're done with the final, you should have your grade for the class. It will be automatically graded and entered into Blackboard. I do a final assessment of the exam just to make sure there weren't any questions that were tricky and everybody missed. I want to make sure that the functionality worked correctly. And so there may be a few things that are adjusted after you receive your grade. But for the most part, you should know what your grade is right away. For the final, you do not have to come to campus. Sometimes people use the Distance Education Center. That is not something that I require. So similar to the midterm exam, I am fine with you using your textbook, your notes, course materials that you have gathered throughout the semester. But I am not okay with you using another student or taking the exam with another person. So I want it to be your work. The exam is timed, so you have almost 2 hours to take it. So you should be able to look up the questions, but it would be best for you to familiarize yourself with the course concepts. I would recommend reviewing the quizzes at the end of all the chapters, seeing what you missed and got right, because you probably will see some repeat questions from those quizzes, looking at the PowerPoints, the specific terminology, flipping through the textbook to see where things are, knowing what chapters cover which content, where you'll find it, so that you can look into that. My goal is for you to do well on the final and for you to be successful in this course. So that's really all I have for you tonight. I was hoping to have some questions or some comments or feedback from students to expand upon. So I'll just pause here to see if anybody that is viewing has anything they'd like to ask, and then we'll close for the night. All right, so I see no questions or comments from anyone that's attending. And so that was a short and sweet. Hopefully other people will watch it later and have some encouragement as well. I hope you have a good night, and I will post a couple more reminders throughout the end of the semester. Good luck.